Mary Katherine Ham is co-host of the Getting Hammered podcast with Vic Mattis. Good morning, Mary Katherine. How are you?
Good morning. I'm all right.
Well, we have 10 members of the Knucklehead caucus, and I'm including Ralph Norman and Dan Bishop because they got the ball rolling and then they ran for cover when they realized they were sinking the ship. Do you know Eli Crane, Ken Buck, Andy Biggs, Matt Rosendale, Matt Gates, Bob Good, Nancy Mace, Tim Burchett, Norman or Bishop? Do you know any of them?
Not personally, no. I think I've run into Biggs before, but other than that, and Gates as well in green rooms, but not a lot of personal experience with them.
All right. Do you know what's going on with Nancy Mace? Because Kevin raised and spent $2 million for her, and she turned around and knifed him. I don't get that at all. But the other ones, I don't get either. But she just stands out. No idea?
Yeah, I mean, no one can figure out Nancy Mace in general. I feel like everyone's been trying to put their finger on exactly what her driving force is. And I saw somebody had a theory yesterday that I thought was kind of interesting, which is that the gumption required to be the first woman that gets through the Citadel means that you just don't have to listen to anyone tell you what to do. And she chooses whatever path she chooses on whatever day. And I think there might be something to that.
Well, I hope she gets primaried. We can't. I mean, what do you think happens now? This Congress is blown. It's done. They might as well pass the CR and just get to 2025 because this is a mess.
Well, that's what's depressing about it, right? Because look, there were moves toward regular order, which is something that I am in favor of. I was like, oh, look, we have appropriations bills making it through committee. They're being marked up. They're moving. This is good news. And here we've just shot ourselves in the foot entirely. The thing about me is that I probably agree with people who want to like watch it burn in some respects, because there's many things I don't want the federal government doing. There's many ways I think we could stop them from doing some of those things. However, if you want to work outside of the current structure, if you want to do something radical, you got to have a plan. Like, you don't just blow it up and then tell me that is serving some purpose, because I see no purpose. And I don't see how like Biggs was talking about how we're going to get to regular order somehow after we do this. How's that going to happen?
That there was no plan. I think we can all agree they are the Wile E. Coyote members of the Knucklehead caucus. Who wants this job, Mary Katherine? I mean, would you want this job at this point? We've gone through McCarthy and Paul Ryan and John Boehner, and they all get blown up. Who wants this job?
First of all, don't curse me by putting me in the running, Hugh. You know they can put anyone in that spot. But second of all, this is the problem with this sort of death spiral, right? Is that when you blow everyone up, you lessen, you narrow the number of people who might want to do this job to more and more, I think, unqualified people or less and less qualified people. And you have to hope for somebody who is a decent person who's crazy enough to put themselves in this position. Like when Paul Ryan took it, I always joke that he was like the guy in Clerks where he's like, I'm not even supposed to be here today, right? But he ended up there. So you have to hope for that. But I think your choices become more and more limited.
Well, we tried the Dean Martin caucus with John Boehner, and that didn't work. Then we tried the wonky Congress with Paul Ryan, and that didn't work. Then we tried the genuine political architect, and that didn't work. Right. So does Steve Scalise dare put up his hand? He's the natural successor, but I mean, does he dare do that?
I mean, I've heard no mutterings about that yet, which you would think you would hear already if he were going to. And then my question is, now that the Knucklehead caucus, as I think you've appropriately named them, have the power of social media and can command this amount of attention, thereby sort of negating any punishment they get from leadership if they step out of line in these ways. How do you form a caucus that can keep itself together? That is now obviously Nancy Pelosi's capable of it, but our tools seem to not be working. So we need to figure out what the tools are and who the person is who can use them. And again, a much narrower field of candidates than we had before.
Now they blew up the workroom. The craft shop is shattered. I'm kind of hoping that Patrick McHenry stays as Speaker Pro Tem Kevin hangs around, keeps the organization together, and they expand the majority, and he comes back. But do you think that's possible?
Uh, Look, I think it's become much less possible to expand a majority when you do this because people, first of all, I'm closely following this and I can't put any reason on this decision, right? There are people who are not closely following this and all they see is, oh, they just decided to not do their work. Now they're
Yeah.
gone for a full week till they even decide to vote again, right? Because this is what this has caused. They won't be doing any work. And that is what
No,
people
come right in our car. Luca Brazzi's in the back seat. Don't worry about that. Matt Gaetz and Luca Brazzi are back there. Do not worry about those guys in the back seat. Come be our speaker. I mean, it's the dumbest moment. I've been doing this for 33 years on the air. It's the dumbest moment of the Republican Party. It's really quite remarkable. Don't go anywhere, America. I'm coming right back. Next hour, Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida joins me. Stay tuned, America. I'm Hugh Hewitt.
Portions of the Hugh Hewitt Show are brought to you in part by the American Legislative Exchange Council. Visit alec.org for more info.
Hey, you.
Granddaughter has got hoof and mouth disease, and so I'm going to babysit. What is the deal? How contagious is it?
Okay, so I got it and it was terrible, but I was also pregnant, so my immune system was suppressed. So you're probably safe. Just wash the hands frequently. All the diapers get put somewhere else, and no touching the face, and you should probably be okay. I think I got it because I was just pregnant and enfeebled.
Okay, James does. I looked up last night. Said it's not very contagious for adults. It's very contagious among kids. So she can't go to preschool. So I'm helping in this morning, but I can take her to the tot lot, right, and let her run around. That's everything.
I think outside you're fine. Probably don't let her slobber over other kids.
All right. Thank you much, MKH. I appreciate the parenting advice. I've forgotten everything after 35 years. Thank you. Be well.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye.